All right. One more minute and we're going ahead and start the show. In the meantime, what you want to do is grab a pen and paper because you want to make sure that, there may be some questions. Hopefully your questions get answered in this time frame that we have together. But if they don't, that's why we're here, because we want to be able to make sure that we answer every question that you have. And but like I said, hopefully with the information being shared, you can get a good grasp of what's going on, and I can answer every question that you may have. And we're gonna rock and roll here right in a few minutes. Another 30 seconds, and we will get started. Like I said, those who will just come on. But all the lines are muted, so they won't interrupt us or anything like that. We'll just go ahead and get the show on the road. Okay, let's start to prepare here. Okay, let's see. All right. All right, so we're turning off our music here. And let's get this show on the road. I'm really excited to be sharing this information. We've been sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing and doing more sharing. Why? Because this is information that we want to make sure we get out there so everybody get a chance to at least see what's going on, okay? So my name is Ronette Turner Corley. My husband and I reside in the Sacramento, California area, and we have been entrepreneurs for many, many, many years, and in the industry of direct sales and network marketing full time since 2006. Okay, and so what I want to do is make sure that you understand a little bit about our story and why you're here, why we are here at this time. And whoever invited you on the call after we finish, go ahead, or the webinar, go ahead and get back to them, because the information we're going to share is going to be so amazing. So we got started, like I said, in 2006 in this industry because we just wanted something different. We knew that in order to we knew that we're entrepreneurs by nature, and we wanted to be able to participate not only where we can change the lives for ourselves, but help other people do the exact same thing. So in that interim, when we got started in the industry, we ended up meeting a gentleman by the name of Mr. Holton Buggs. And Mr. Holton Buggs, let me tell you a little bit about this gentleman. He is called the Michael Jordan of this industry, and that is what the industry has given that name to him. And the reason why is that he has excelled. He has done things that no one else has ever done in this industry. He is the best of the best. And so if you're ever going to play on any team, who do you want to play on? Of course, the top player and the winner, the one that makes everybody else better around them, right? And so this gentleman, in the height of his profession, he's been in the direct sales and network marketing industry for almost 30 years, I believe about 28 years to be exact. And he is the first person to get to $1 million a month in income. And I'm not exaggerating, nor am I, was that a mistake. $1 million per month, guys. And not only that, his team, he has built a team in excess of 3 million distributors. Absolutely legendary, an industry icon, a living legend. But what we know about this gentleman, working with him as long as we've been with him, is his heart of gold, his heart for the people, his desire to want to see the average person win. So when we got that call on February the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, and that was the best gift that we could have ever been given for Valentine's Day, right? Truly from the heart. So we got that call that he was going to start his own network marketing company. We were floored. We could not believe it. And actually, it was a sense of comfort. And I'll tell you why, because at that moment, we realized we were positioned to win. Why? Because not only we were with a star player or the industry's legend, we also was with the person who not only understands the corporate side, someone who understands how to excel in the field, and someone who truly has a heart for people and will do everything that he can to make sure that the opportunity is right for that person. So at that point, we got started. We are in pre-launch. What you're taking a look is at a company that currently just pre-launched March the 11th. When we first heard about it, we didn't even know the name. That's how new it was. We were calling it NewCo, right? So the name was revealed. March 11th was the official pre-launch. So you are really in the infancy stage. I don't know if you've ever been close to something where you've been involved at the very beginning like this, but let me tell you, you are definitely at the very, very, very beginning. So I want you to take your business hat, put your business hat on, take your personal hat off. Once again, put your business hat on, take your personal hat off. I want you to evaluate this from a business perspective. We're going to have a boardroom meeting. Imagine you getting that call on March the 13th. Imagine if Jeff Bezos gave you a call and said, listen, I'm going to start something great. By the way, it's called Amazon. What would how would you react before the world got a chance to see it? That's the seat you sit in right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, what I want to pose to you right now is this disclaimer. We have to pull this up because we're going to be talking about a lot of results, a lot of money, a lot of things going on. But what we want you to understand here at iBuumerang, that we have no guarantees, right? In life, there's no guarantee. But we can guarantee you this. If you're coachable, trainable, and teachable, if you follow a simple system, if you do the work, you'll get the result. That's not our guarantee. That's the law of the land, right? What you put in, you get out. So based on your individual effort, your commitment level, how you attend trainings and develop a skill set, yes, you can be successful here. This is designed for the person who can go out and have an extraordinary results, and also for the person who just want to make a few dollars from home part-time. Okay, so that's the disclaimer. It's time for network marketing to evolve. What do you mean by that? Well, listen up. Network marketing is one of the best, if not the best industry in the world. It's an industry where the average person can come in without really any business experience or knowledge and create an income from home and be able to work on their own hours, be their own boss with very little capital to get it started, right? So it's a level playing field for absolutely everybody. But since the Amway days, since the Avon days, which has been years and years and years ago, right? The industry has been the same and has never, ever, ever evolved. And let me tell you, that's a problem. Why? Because everything is evolving. Have you ever heard of JCPenney's? Have you ever heard of, what's the other company name? Radio Shack? Have you ever heard of Macy's? There's a lot of Sears. There's a lot of different companies that are shutting the doors, closing down, closing stores. Why? How about Blockbuster, right? Why did Blockbuster, as big as Blockbuster Video used to be, why did they go out of business? They never evolved with the times. Right now, this day and age, you have 12-year-olds getting rich on YouTube. How can that happen? Technology has changed everything, guys. Absolutely everything. Also, think about it. The largest transportation outfit in the world is Uber, and they do not own a single car. The company that has the most rooms available for people to stay in overnight, for an overnight stay, is Airbnb, and they don't own a single hotel. How about the company that has the largest viewing of movies around the world? It's called Netflix, and they don't own a single theater. How is that happening? Companies are evolving. It's time for network marketing to evolve because it's been the same exact way, and we believe we have actually captured that, where we are now disrupting that industry. Now, what I want you to understand is that we are going to create a first-class consumer experience. That's what you're going to see as I go through the information. You're going to see a shift. What we have put together here is a first-class consumer experience. and you will be in position to create what we call a PRIB, a perpetual residual income builder. Okay, so finally, you will really be able to create something that keeps coming in year after year, year after year, year after year, year after year. Okay, and so that's what I want you to keep in mind: a first-class consumer experience and a PRIB, a perpetual residual income builder. Now let's talk about the old model of network marketing. How does the old model look? Customers typically pay more. And I don't care what type of product you have, lotions, potions, pills, juices, whatever the case may be. We've all been there, done that, right? What typically happens is that you make a list of friends and family and they can smell you coming a mile away, right? Because here you come with the old do me a favor. And you know what? When you ask that person to do you a favor, it's going to cost them more than what they typically will pay for that item. And I'll tell you why. It's not a bad thing. It's how businesses are run, especially in network marketing. What typically happens is this: with all the shipping, the receiving, the manufacturing, the distribution of a product, and as much money as it costs, it has to be enough room or enough, meat on the bones to be able to pay the distributors. So the company has to mark the product up in order to pay the sales force. Okay, that's just the way of doing business. So what typically happens is that your customers end up paying more, and they do that because of the relationship. I promise you, if you didn't know your Aunt Susie, your Aunt Sally, your Uncle Jim, he or she would not pay more if they didn't have the relationship with you. But you know what we found? You know what the studies has found? Is that even with the relationship, customers only stay on the product for 79 days. How in the world can you build a long-lasting residual income when customers only stay on the product for 79 days? That's because after the relationship thing wears off, they realize, hey, I don't need to pay $80 for this, cleaning product, when I can go down to my local supermarket and pick it up with $5 and I don't even have to pay for shipping. Okay, so imagine that. And in this model, only the strong recruiters win. Why? Because they're the ones that get out there and recruit and recruit and recruit and recruit, and it becomes a revolving door. People come in, people go out. People go in and people go out. Never really building a strong residual income. And you know what else happens as well? Internal consumption. The people who usually end up purchasing the products, majority of the time, are people who are in the business. So it's centered really around the customers end up being the people who are involved in the business, not necessarily the consumer out there in the marketplace. How are we going to shift that? Well, we have shifted, because now, for the first time ever, we only make money when our customers save money. Folks, that is revolutionary. Game is over. Let me tell you, we only make money when our customers save money. So now when you go to your friends and family and they say, what are you doing now? You don't say, hey, can you, do me a huge favor and buy this product a little bit higher than what you normally would? Or can you give away something for free? And you don't have to change their buying habits. You're going to see they're in the market for this already anyway. But now you don't have to say, can you do me a favor? You can say, hey, let me hook you up. I'm honestly coming to hook you up and give you something of value that you can use. And boy, you're going to thank me. So imagine that. How are we going to do this? How are we going to bring that vision to the world? It all starts with something everybody loves to do, and it's called travel. It's called travel. Travel is an $8 trillion industry, which means it's a big enough playground for all of us to make tremendous income. I want you to take a look at these different continents. The numbers are staggering. Take a look at Asia, $6 billion a day. That means today, $6 billion was spent in the travel industry. It's mind-blowing. I can't even imagine that. Can you imagine that? $6 billion in Asia today. Tomorrow will be another $6 billion, but check it out. You'll see also $70,000 a second. 70,000, 70,000, 70,000. Most of you here are from the United States. For us here in the United States, it's 2.8 billion a day and 32,000 a second. 32,000, 32,000, 32,000. Mind blowing. So what does that mean? That means that now these people are already, obviously the world is in the marketplace. Okay, the world is. But now you can take advantage of it and stop being a looky-loo or just being someone who's involved in it. But how about being able to capitalize on it, on an $8 trillion industry? Before we show you how to capitalize, let me tell you, hold on, let me tell you a little something. Yes, we're going to go back to that slide. All right. Now, before we share with you how to capitalize, let me educate you a little bit. Did you know that two companies online, you probably heard of Expedia, Orbitz, Hotels.com, Kayak, all these different aggregate sites out there, discounted sites that offers travel, right? And most people go there to buy their travel. I hear people all the time, oh, I booked on Expedia, I booked on Hotels.com. Guess what? Did you know, when I found this out, I was floored. There's only two companies that monopolize the entire travel industry. We call it a duopoly. Those two companies, one is Expedia, you probably heard of that name, but you probably never heard of Booking Holdings. Booking Holdings purchased Priceline, okay? But here's the deal. How many of you out there have actually gone to different sites just to find a deal for $20, $15 to $20 less? I know I have, and I'm sure you have. Most do that. Most go to a site and they say, let me hop to the next one, let me hop to the next one, let me hop to the next one. And you know what it's called? It's called parity. These companies, what they do, they play a marketing game. Oh, by the way, they're not travel companies, they're marketing companies. And they're marketing geniuses because they've had us all duped up until this point. Because now that you know better, you can do better. There are other rates out there that you can get that only 1% participate in, and that's going to be shared to you. I'm going to share that with you here momentarily. But let me tell you a little bit about these two people, these two companies. They play the parity and markup game. What does that mean? Parity is where they keep the numbers pretty much around the same price, okay? With a few dollars off here and there, because you have no idea as a consumer that they own all these different companies, and you're just going from one site to another, but they own everything. And then they mark them up. So for example, if you've been to Travelocity, Orbitz, Trivago, Hotwire, Car Rentals, or Hotels.com, they're all owned by Expedia Group, and there's more, but these are like the top ones. How about Booking Holdings? Booking.com, Real Cars, Kayak, OpenTable, Priceline, all of them are the same. So if you're going between those sites, you're going between the same company. They're making the money anyway. Isn't that genius? Yes, it's genius, and they have duped the world. But there's three ways that I found out how to book travel. One is retail. Well, both is retail. But the first way to book at retail is going directly to that site that you want to book. For example, if you want to go to the Marriott, stay at the Marriott, you go to Marriott.com. If you want to go to Hertz and rent a car, you go directly to Hertz.com. Most people don't do that anymore. Why? Because all of these aggregate sites are out there. So they feel like, well, let me go to get a discount deal. Yes, there may be a little bit less. So you go to Travelocity, Orbitz, Expedia, and you shop there. But what if I told you there's a third way to book? It's called behind the door pricing, behind the curtain pricing. And you can do that with a company called Extreme Travel, who is our sister company. And instead of them doing parity and markup, they pass the savings on to you. Now, here's the deal. These prices are prices that the other two groups get as well, but they don't pass them along to you. See, in order to have these type of savings, you have to be membership based. You have to have a username and password. And now you can get behind the door and see really what the true cost is. So you're able to see the wholesale cost and be able to participate in that. Let me show you what happens when you actually come aboard with us. With iBuumerang, you will get your own wholesale travel booking platform. This is a state-of-the-art booking lifestyle platform. Not only does it have hotels, cars, etc., it has excursions and everything else. It's a full one-stop shop. Okay, but here's the greatest thing about this site. You're able to save up to 70% off retail prices. Can you imagine that? Up to 70% off retail. Where can you go? Folks, you will never find these type of prices. Only 1% of the population even knows about it. How about being able to earn travel bonuses by referring travel to Extreme Travel? So you may come across a group who maybe they're having a destination wedding. Maybe you may come across a group who they're all going on a cruise. And because you're not a travel agent, you can still participate by referring that particular group to our sister company, Extreme Travel. They'll treat them first class. They'll give them the best treatment. They'll book the trip, and you will earn a referral bonus for booking, for sending that information to them. Okay, so it's just like, for example, if I were to want to go see a movie and you've seen it already, you say, hey, Ronette, go ahead and check that movie out. And I go see it. Guess what happened? You made that movie. You made the producers. You made everything around that movie, the theater. You made that theater money just because I went. But guess what? They didn't send you a check. Here, they send checks when you refer, okay, to Extreme Travel. Now, also enjoy highly discounted and exclusive experiences, member-only trips. The trips are amazing. Throughout the year, the company, you can fly around the world. We can, live our best life with some great discounted and exclusive experiences that are truly, truly discounted, and get to travel with one another. How about an opportunity to become a travel agent? If someone wanted to do that, there's an opportunity available through Extreme for you to get certified. But after I finish, I don't know why anyone would ever do that, because they've made it so great just to be able to be a travel savings ambassador. And last but not least, you're able to have $8 trillion of travel inventory at your fingertips. Once again, this is real time. This is not some travel inventory sitting on a shelf that they're pulling down from. When you go into that travel site, into that platform, you are real time, baby. You are right there with the big boys, and you see all the different travel current time. You'll see all those different options right there at your fingertips. Okay, amazing. Let's take a look at Extreme Travel. You're probably wondering, well, who are they? Folks, the greatest thing about us being ground floor is that you're ground floor, right? Think about if you had started, here's the deal. Congratulations for being here, because I don't know if you ever heard the story or even Facebook. I've been told before, Mark Zuckerberg invited 5 friends to his dorm room to take a look at what was going to be Facebook. 3 didn't show, 2 did. And as a result, those 2 are worth billions. Now, I'm not promising you billions, but what I'm saying is this. First movers advantage is always key. It's always key for major success. So congratulations for being here. You have the opportunity to see this first. But here's the deal. When you are a startup, everything's new, right? Everything's new. Sometimes you run into some hiccups because everything's new. But this is what separates us from any other startup out there. Although we're able to get this product out to the marketplace first, we have a backbone of an 18-year-old travel giant that is our foundation. They know what they're doing. They're a top award-winning travel agency. They have all of the relationships, and they have all of the awards. If you look here, this is like the travel Oscars, okay? So I've never been in travel before, but people who have really respect this slide. Take a look at the FunJet Platinum Member 500 Club. They're part of the Carnival Cruise Line's Pinnacle Club. On the other side, Delta Vacation Diamond Elite Agency, 2013 to 2018. At the bottom there, Travel Savers Elite Agency Top 50 Award from 2011 to 2018. Not only were they a top 50, they're number 2. And because of this opportunity, we will make them number 1. Bottom line, it's already done. Take a look at the one above that, Premier Diamond Agency with CLIA. If you're familiar with CLIA, it's an agency that deals with the cruise lines. Our director of travel, Lori Spears, sits on the board. So when I say you're taking a look at a top award-winning travel agency, this is no joke. They're well respected, and this is our sister company and the backbone of our operation. Let's take a look at some of those travels deals out there. Now, these are the deals that will come on your iGo site. This is not for information purposes. These are actual deals that was looked up to place on this slide. So, New York City, 4.5-star hotel. At the time they looked that particular trip up, it's the hotel on Expedia was $339 for the night. On your iGo platform, $178 per night, which is $161 savings. Most people I know, especially traveling from California, we don't go to New York for one single night. So let's say it was 5 nights. That's over $500 in savings if you were going to stay 5 nights on something you were going to do anyway. How about Paris, France? 4-star hotel. On Travelocity, this particular hotel was $440 a night. On our iGo platform, yes, you're right, you're seeing $130 nightly. That's a $310 savings. Most people that come from the United States, at minimum, just because how long it takes you to get there, you're talking about 15, 16 hours to get there, right? So most go there at least for a week, and that would be over $2,100 in savings. This is the same hotel, same time, same room, but only on our iGo platform, you're gonna pay up to 70% less than the retail rates out there. Now, once again, we're a company that is innovative, that is moving and shaking, that's understanding that the future, we're preparing for the future before the future even gets here. So what that means is, if you take a look, you'll also see we're the first travel booking engine to accept Bitcoin. Why? Because cryptocurrency, like it or not, is here to stay. And some people are sitting on a lot of coins and they rather use them in some type of form for travel. Now they will be in a position to be able to book their trips with Bitcoin. That is huge because no other site is doing that. Okay, let's talk about a little bit more. New York City, a top rental car with rentalcars.com. That car, that intermediate car, was actually $392. We're talking the same car, same company, on iGo, $221. That's $171 savings. I don't know about you. A dollar saved is a dollar earned. I'd rather keep more money in my pocket if I can, right? It only makes sense. Punta Cana 4-star resort, $1,215 on hotels.com. Now, if you look at it, same room, same resort, $712 for the week, over a $500 savings. Dennis raised his hand. Dennis, go ahead and save that question for the end, write it down, and I will promise I'll answer that question. Okay, and so same room, same resort, $503,000. Absolutely amazing. So that's what is, you know, just wonderful about what we do, because these trips, if you're going to go on a trip, you might as well go for less. Might as well go for less. Now, let me show you what the reservation confirmations look like. Anytime you book a trip, these are real live reservations. That's why the name has been blocked out for privacy. But look to the left-hand side, you'll see a reservation for Salt Lake City Hotel. This particular person had a total cost, they paid $397.36. But look what they received in return. They also received reward credits. I failed to mention that every time you book on your site, you get reward credits that can start to accrue for future travel. How would you like to travel the world on credits that you're building? You know, some of you guys are going to be forced to travel. Isn't that amazing? And they do expire, but I've been told before they expire 10 years. So you have to use them within 10 years. How about that? So it's amazing how this opportunity is. And not to say the very least, the person also saved $848.45. It shows them the amount they saved, and that's a comparison based on what the actual public price. When it says public price, that means the other sites, the Expedia and Travelocity and Orbitz of the world. Look at the next one. It's the same hotel, Salt Lake City Hotel. $287.82 is what the person paid. And the reward credits $321 with a savings of over $532.86. There in the middle, you'll see at the Westin Galleria Houston. Absolutely beautiful hotel right there inside of the mall. Just simply gorgeous. The total cost for this reservation was $945.91. And they received over 1,000 credits for future travel and saved almost $1,000. Can you imagine that? The last one is Mr. Holton Buggs himself. He said, hey, listen, I want the world to know who I am. So no need to blank out my name. He stayed, him and his wife went to Mexico at the Paradisus Los Cabos. Now, I've been to the Paradisus in Puerto Rico. I call it heaven. I've never been to any place that looks like that. You go all the way up, like in some type of mountains. You're the only one up there on the hill, and it's secluded. But when you get up there, it is beautiful. I've never seen such blue water. I mean, the resort itself is magnificent. You get a chance, you have all kinds of people going there, celebrities and so forth. You can have rooms that have a butler. And that's what happened with Mr. and Mrs. Buggs. They went to the one in Mexico. They had a butler, room accommodations. I forget how large the living space they had. It was an amazing trip. Now, this reservation for them cost $1,348.94. But here, our CEO still received reward credits for future travel, $1,687, with a savings over $1,500. Is that amazing? Now, with someone who's had the massive success that he's had, obviously he can afford a trip of whatever price he wants to pay for it. But once again, he too understands the value of keeping more money in-house and having that money go work for you in other places. Why not? Now, I want you to see all of our core services. This is all of the services that actually are on that site. We have hotels, rent-a-cars, cruises, homes, weeks, marketplace, timeshares, okay? Yes, and flights are there too. Now, I have to have a disclaimer with flights. There are no discounts on flights. The FAA does a great job at keeping that, keeping flights monopolized, and they don't play the whole discount game. If you see some deals out there when it comes to flights, no one has control over that but them, okay? But I will tell you, our rates are very comparable to what's out there, so it's there for convenience. So why not be able to just, as much money you're going to save on your trip, even if the flight was, let's say, $20 more, basically, who cares if you've saved thousands of dollars and you can book right there on your site? So it has it there for convenience. My husband and I personally have used the flights on our site, and the rates are very comparable. In some cases, it was even less. And we have booked flights twice on our site. In addition to the flights, it's what I call the icing on the cake. Not just the flights, the core services. You get additional lifestyle things going on here. Show excursions, theme parks, outdoor activities, shopping rewards, play golf, okay? So tea time is there. How about wine club, gift cards, restaurant savings, worldwide tours? And some people actually want to secure their trip with emergency travel services just in case something happens. That is there as well. So it's a full service lifestyle platform that takes care of all of someone's travel needs. But here's the biggest thing on this page here, and this guarantees not only will you get the best rate, but your customers will. We guarantee everything on here except flights, 110% price guarantee. Now, that is security. That is the company standing on their word, saying, listen, we know we have the best of the best. We know you won't find a better price. But just in case a price slips out on one of the other sites and it happens to be a little lower, we will match that price and give you 10% in future travel. Game over, guys, because what does that mean? Why wouldn't your customer continue to shop with you? Why wouldn't they, if they're guaranteed to get the best price that they can find online that's out there on a public site, bar none? Folks, if you're not excited yet, I don't know. I'm getting excited right now just sharing the information, right? So explore all the benefits. This is what the site contains on, this is the core services as well as the lifestyle activities on the site. Now, the question is, do you boomerang? And you're probably like, okay, what does that mean? Yes, isn't that the name of the company? Absolutely. But I want to bring this to you. This is not just the name of the company. This is our philosophy. Because do you boomerang? What happens with the boomerang? Typically what happens with the boomerang, you throw it out, and when you throw it out, what happens? It comes right back, right? So here's our philosophy. You throw out goodwill. What's goodwill? Free. What's goodwill? You know, not asking for a favor, hooking our people up, right? What's goodwill? Giving them discounts on something they're going to use anyway, but they don't have to pay anything for it. And what comes back? Cash. Can we say, cha-ching? What comes back? Cash. Yes. So as you throw a boomerang out there, see the customer sites, we call them boomerang sites. And the name speaks for itself. We throw that boomerang out there, which is a customer site. And every time it circles back around, the more money they save, the more money we make. This is the Uber of the travel industry because we don't give our customer, they don't have to go to our site. We give them their own site. So they become the end user and they're able to have their own password, their own username, and that site belongs to them. So what does that mean? That means you can be asleep, you can be on vacation, you can be working your full-time job, you can be doing whatever you want to do, and your customers can be booking their trips every single day of the week, of the entire year, you know, all during the course of the year, and you can be doing whatever you want to do, and they're going to do it anyway. But as soon as they do it and save money, that money just keeps flowing back to you. This is so revolutionary. It's amazing. Let's talk about how the boomerang actually works. Remember I said you can earn up to 70%, Remember I said you can actually save up to 70%. Save up to 70% on your iGo platform on your site. This is how the boomerangs work. Now you can share 50% of that with your friends and family. So instead of them getting up to 70%, they'll get up to 35%, which is still better than the rate that's out there because it's still up to 35% off retail. Okay, so customers will enjoy 50% of the savings that are available that you've given them. Incredible. And then what happens, you give away 50%, and the other 50% of the savings goes back to you in the form of cash, and a percentage of it goes into the compensation plan, which we'll go over. But you know what's great about this? This concept is exclusive to iBuumerang. See, other companies have tried to have a program similar, but when their customers save some money, or when their customers, travel and they get some sort of savings, they actually get points. But one thing I figured out with points are great, but you can't take points away. You can't take it to the, mortgage company. Cash is king. So the fact that we have the exclusive, that we're the only company that receives cash back when this happens, game over. And there's no limits on your earnings. Let's talk about an example. I want to show you how this works. So the TSA member site, Travel Savings Ambassador, that will be you, is on the left-hand side. And then you see the iBuumerang customer site. Now each site is up there for example purposes, but each party will not see each other's site. They only see their personal site. Okay, now this is a real live example of an all-inclusive in Playa del Carmen. Beautiful resort. When I say all-inclusive, that means food, drinks, everything you can imagine. You can't even take your wallet and tip because everything is paid for in that all-inclusive. Okay, you'll see this particular trip was 70% off for the TSA member. Now it's a 4.5-star beautiful resort. The public price is $4,867. When you look at compare public pricing and you have that drop down menu there on the live site, you're able to see all the different aggregate sites that has pretty much that price. The Expedias, the Orbitz, the Travelocities, etc. So the public price is $4,867, $1.02 off. Remember how they do that parity thing? So they all pretty much around that same price. But your price as a TSA is $1,467. Yes, 70% off, saving you $3,399. Let's say you were going on that trip. What can you do with the extra almost $3,400 that you put back into your pocket? That is incredible. Now, this is what happens with your customer. Remember, they're able to get 50% of what we get. So you give a boomerang to your customer, excuse me, they save 35%. So their public price, same trip, is $4,867, but their price that they pay total with tax is $3,168.50, saving them $1,699.50. Now, of course, yours is bigger. Who want to save $3,400? But I want you to remember, these are customers who have no desire to build a business or to earn additional income. All they want to do is travel the world like a rock star and with a discount. So the fact that they're going to have their own site that they see and they don't see yours, they're going to be excited when they find out and they'll see on their site that they saved almost $1,700. So now they're going to call you and say, this is unbelievable. You really hooked me up. Absolutely. That's what we do. And guess what? The more trips they go on and they see these savings. See, the first time they do it, they're going to do it because of curiosity. So imagine we get a trip like this. They're like blown away. They go on that trip, have a good time, come back. The second time they go to that site is because now they like us, right? And the third time they go on that site and they book a trip and get a savings, they're going to trust us. And once they start to get in a position where they trust us, folks, they'll shop there for life. They will shop there for life. This is where that perpetual residual income starts to crank up, right? Because we are giving something of value for free that they can use whenever they want to use. Now, take a look at the right-hand side. You'll see you there. Imagine that's you. You threw out a boomerang. Your customer saves $1,699.50. Okay, now what happens when that happens? Boom, a boomerang comes back to you and you get 50% of that in what they call a travel savings bonus, $849.75. Is that amazing or what? You just got paid half of that travel savings bonus upfront in a cash bonus. This is just one customer. Imagine having more. This is just one. Now, of that 50% you got paid, there's another 50% still remaining out there. What happens to that? Well, 35% of that 50% goes into the comp plan. That's where you see 1189 business volume that goes into the residual income. And then 15% goes to the company. So in essence, when our customers save, the company is giving away 85% in bonuses. Folks, I've never been a part of a company where 85% has been available for the field. How does that happen? No shipping, no receiving, no manufacturing, no production costs. I love the way our CEO says, he said it's like money in the air, right? Because the overhead is so small because it's operating via technology. I'm hoping you're getting this, and I'm hoping you're seeing what type of seat you sit in at this very moment. This is big. This is a game changer. Let's talk about the customer acquisition model, how that works. This is the first time, and if you've been in direct sales and network marketing, you probably can agree with this. This is the first time ever I've ever been a part of an opportunity where a person can go out and literally build a customer model just based on customers, no recruiting, because some people don't like to recruit. My husband and I, we are recruiters. Okay, no big deal. Some people are not. But now this business has leveled the playing field for everybody because it is a truly customer acquisition platform. Once again, customers are king here. The customers are king. So if you just want to go out and just give away boomerangs, you can build a decent business from home just doing that. Take a look at this business, right? This conservative example. This is you. You throw out 10 boomerangs to 10 customers, okay? Most of you have more than 10 people in your phone. So you give a boomerang to 10 different customers. Those customers take one trip per year, just one, with an average savings of $600. We're gonna keep these numbers really conservative. That's $6,000 in total customer savings. What happens when you have $6,000 in total customer savings? Boom, right? The boom happens. You get 50% of that up front in the travel savings bonus of $3,000. Now that's for the year. But you're probably saying, okay, $3,000, that sounds nice, but I want you to really think about that. This is part-time income for someone. And what would you do with the extra $3,000? What would it take for you to earn an extra $3,000 on your job? Probably more, I'm sure, more overtime. I'm sure probably a promotion with a new title, and with new titles come more responsibility. We are talking about how long does it take you to give a site away for free, and that person uses it on their own individual time without your involvement. See, this is, like I said, revolutionary. How long would that take you to do that? See, with this type of business model versus the new title or working overtime, here, this allows you to have your own time and still make the $3,000. Let's talk about a more moderate example. Sometimes people look at this and say, Ronette, I can do a little bit more. That's you know, I have bigger dreams and goals. I can give away more boomerangs. You said they're free. Yes, they are. They're free to give away. So this is you, 100 customers you give them to, and those customers take just one trip per year with an average savings of $600. Some going to do more, some going to do less, but the average of all the customers, $600. We're talking a total savings of $60,000. That's 100 times 600. And what happens? 50%, boom, goes to you in a travel savings bonus, $30,000. Are you starting to see how now, if you are still working your job, this is good part-time income? Some of you have businesses. This is another stream of income coming in. $30,000 for the year? Are you serious? For giving away something for free that someone's going to use anyway? This is some good income. Now, some people get really aggressive with it and they want to go all out because they see this thing big. Now, someone's going to go out there and get 1,000 customers. I don't know who that person is, but I can tell you it's not going to happen overnight. But if it took a person 3 to 5 years, see, this is not, you know, this doesn't have to be a sprint. This is a marathon, right? So you're just giving away, you're giving away. I mean, think about it. Uber was not the same Uber it was when it first started, but today they're a $60 billion company. So as you're going out here and you're building this thing, building it, just giving boomerangs away. Those 1,000 customers take one trip per year with an average savings of $600, a total customer savings of $600,000, boom, $300,000 in travel saving bonuses, 50% goes directly to you without recruiting a single person, because you just gave away the technology to people who are going to travel independent of you. Okay, here's the deal. What if you got it half right and you did 500 customers? Can an extra $150,000 work for you? See, you decide the numbers. Okay, you decide how many you want to give away. That's the greatest thing about this. And you can do this part-time. Some of you want to replace your income. This could be something you do full-time and you can just travel the world, live your best life, and give away boomerangs. Hey, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, okay? So if you're like my husband and I, you say, listen, I really get this thing, but I want to practice wealth principles. I want to be able to do what this great country of ours was built on. That's through leveraging the efforts of other people. See, one thing I know is that there's only 24 hours in a day. And does it make sense for you to go out to get 100 customers or to show 10 customers, 10 people how to get 10 customers? 10 people with 10 customers is still 100, okay? So Let me show you, for those who want to just share it with other people, maybe you know other people want to earn income, this is the team builder model. Now, outside of what you do, this is what you can do just by sharing with other people. This is you got to get a team of 50. Doesn't mean you sponsored 50 people. You could have sponsored 2, and it went 2, who got 2, who got 2. All of a sudden, you got a team of 50. Now, here's the goal. Show all those 50 people how to get 10 customers. That means 50 people times 10 customers is 500 customers. And you didn't do anything in this model but show 50 people how to get 10. They have 500 customers, take one trip, average savings $600. But remember I said, we get 50% on our own personal upfront, and then 35% goes into the comp plan for the residual. That's where the 575 of customer volume comes into play. That's 35% of the other 50% that goes into the residual income. So $575. If you look to the left-hand side, you will earn a 10% override on that. That's like 58 bucks rounded off per day. That's $1,726 for the month, an extra $20,000 for the year. And how many did you share with? Maybe 2, 3, 4, or 5? And it turned into a team of 50? Remember I said Mr. Bugs, at his height of his career, had a team of 3 million? Can you see how? Now, I'm not saying you're going to have a team of 3 million, but even just having a team of 50, how profitable it can be just with a small team of 50 people. What if you got a little bit more aggressive with this? And there's a moderate example here. You said, I can share it with more people, but you just never know what might can happen. What if you got a team of 250 people? We get excited around here because with a team of 250 people, we have actually had teams of thousands. So imagine 250 people that you're overriding, goes out and get 10 customers. That's 2,500 customers. They all take one trip per year, average savings $600 bucks. That's $2,877 that you're overriding. 10% of, that's $8,630 a month for you based on a team of 250 people, over $103,000 in income. Now you're starting to get into the full-time area. Maybe some of you can call in well. Like calling well, I thought you're calling sick. No, when you're making money like this and you're traveling and living your best life, you calling well. And calling it well goes something like this. Hello, John? Well, I'm not coming into work tomorrow, right? Yes, you call it well. You're not sick, you're well. Absolutely. So as you can tell, we have a lot of fun around here, right? So maybe you're somebody who want to be a little bit more aggressive and go out there. And with the training, remember, our CEO, once again, is someone who built a team of over 3 million distributors. So he's obviously well equipped to train each and every one of us how to get a team of at least 1,000, right? That's why he's called the Millionaire Maker. So imagine this, a team of 1,000 people. It might not take you this year to get a team of 1,000 people. I want you to imagine, see, a lot of times when people get in business models like this, they fail to give it time to grow. Because every business, I don't care what you do, it takes time to grow and develop, and most importantly, you have to grow and develop. But what if over the next 3 to 5 years, let me ask you something. 3 to 5 years are going to come anyway. What is your plan? If not this, then what? What is your plan? What if over the next 3 to 5 years, you had a team of 1,000 people? And everybody, 1,000 people, went out and got just 10 customers, because everybody know at least 10 people who travel, right? 10 customers, that's 10,000 customers. Everybody takes one trip, average savings $600 bucks, you kind of get the deal. $12,600 in volume that you're overriding by 10%. That's over $37,000 a monthly income. You are now $453,600 of annual income coming to you. And this is just with you overriding the team. Folks, let me tell you, this is on track for this to happen for a ton of people. You just have to decide what your number is. Once again, if you got it half right, built a team of 500 people, it's an extra $15,000 a month. Most people are not doing that on a job. So how about this? Now you have an opportunity to give away a technology. See, I want you to really get this. Uber, when they came out, they did not have to create the people taking cabs. It already existed. You don't have to train people on how to take a cruise. See, a lot of us have been involved in other business opportunities where you have to basically have a PhD to understand the ingredients, let alone share it, right? All you have to do is give someone this technology, put in their hands, and they already know how to drive. They already know how to drive. I'm so excited when I look at this. All right, so we are in pre-launch. So what does that mean to you? I don't know if you've ever been this close to the ground floor. We are in the mud, baby. We are in the mud. So what that means is this is our fast start compensation plan. Our permanent compensation plan is being built, and let me tell you, it's gonna be so fabulous. But in the meantime, they have put a lot of thrust up front and paying a lot of upfront dollars just to reward the people who are helping get this thing off the ground. So there's 3 different classes. There's a coach class, business class, and first class. When someone gets started with you at your first level, I'll go over this a little bit. When someone gets started with you at your first level, that means someone you personally sponsor into the business. If they got started at coach class, you make $50 up front. They got started at business class, you make $100 up front. If they got started at the first class, it's $200. You got 5 people started at first class, it's $1,000 the following week. How fast do you want to share this thing? Guess what? Guess what? What if they got people started? Then that's your second level. And then what if they got people started? That's your third level. So you can see how this works. But you're able to get paid all the way down to your 6th level in fast start bonuses. That is unheard of in our industry. Usually fast start bonuses stop with the person that you sponsor personally. But now we have a fast start compensation plan designed just for our pre-launch as we're going through this period until the company goes into full motion, which the launch actually is coming up August the 30th, okay? So you have time now to position yourself before the rocket ship takes off. Now, what does it take to get started here with iBuumerang? Well, everyone gets started with what they call standby. Standby. So what you'll find, we use a lot of travel terms around here. Why? We're a technology company that's in the travel space, right? So standby, what that means is that you are now ready to board, but you haven't boarded yet. Okay. So I would say get on board. But however, everybody enters at the standby, okay? And then you select which class you want to fly. But let's talk about what you get for standby. It's $49.95 one time. You get 1 Boomerang customer site. The Boomerang customer site is the site where you can save up to 35% off retail, okay? Because you're a wholesale customer. You get 5 boomerangs to send out. You don't get paid on them. Okay, but you can send them out, kind of test the product, and also get a chance to be able to, maybe you have a sister, brother, cousin that you want to be able to experience the savings like yourself. So it's just goodwill. You're just throwing goodwill out there. And then you do get a chance to participate in the 25% referral commissions. That's huge. Refer that to our sister company, Extreme Travel. Why? Because you're going to come across people, it's interesting how the reticular activating mechanism works, right? All of a sudden, when you enter into this type of business, you'll start to hear about travel and trips. I hear about more people traveling than ever before, only because I'm turned on to it. It's like buying a car and you're like, I'm the only one driving this car. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, you see all the same cars on the road. It's not because they always been there all the time, but you're now awake to it because now you're driving it. Same thing here. So you're going to hear about people having weddings and hear about people doing these things and having all these trips. And now you can refer those groups to Extreme Travel and earn a bonus, 25% of the commissions. How about the iDecide interactive presentation? Many of you here got a chance to see the iDecide. It's where it's an interactive presentation that you can follow along. It shares the information for you. It's so duplicatable because for those who really don't know how to present the information right now, you can actually pique someone's interest just by sending them that and just getting a chance to expose it and letting the system do the heavy lifting. And you also get a TSA online management system. It's a back office where you can manage all of your trips. You can, manage all of your referral commissions if you have that, and it keeps you organized. That's what you get for standby. But once again, everybody enters standby, and while you're standing by, you decide how you're gonna fly, and how you totally fly is up to you. So my suggestion is that you get on board. And how do you get on board? How you get on board, you select one of these packages, okay? Now the coach class is synonymous to how coach is that exists today. So if you've been on a plane before, coaches, you're on the plane, okay? But they're not the most comfortable seats. They're snug, they're tight. And maybe if by chance, if you get on board maybe a little bit too late, you might end up only getting a middle seat, right? Very uncomfortable. But at least you're on board. So I tell people all the time, being a coach is better than not being on the plane at all. So if coach is where you have to start, welcome aboard. What do you get for coach? The iGo booking engine. You get hotels, flights, and cars. So remember that booking engine where we can get up to 70% in savings? On the coach site, you can get that on hotels, flights, and rental cars. Remember, not much savings on flights, but it's there. But so primarily hotels and rental cars is what you'll get the savings on in the coach class. So that's the only thing that will appear on your booking engine at this time. Now, you also get 10 boomerangs. 10 boomerangs to send out, and you get a chance to earn 50% on hotels and rental cars. Now, remember when I talked about we get 50% upfront? So remember when I showed $6,000 in savings, and when you get $3,000 in a travel savings bonus? Well, it wouldn't be $3,000 for you. It would be $1,500 at the coach because it's 50% of the 50%. Okay, and it's only on hotels and rental cars. So if you're, the boomerang sites have everything. So if your boomerang customer booked a cruise, you would not earn on anything at the coach. All right, 10% dual team. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the general release. But the coach class is $250 one time. That's in addition to the $49.95. These are all one time, generating $200 in business volume. Let's go over to the business class. Business class, now we're getting a little bit more comfortable, right? The seats are better. You feel a little bit better about yourself because, it's more spacious, roomier, and, it just feels good. Feels a lot better, and the ride is a lot smoother because it's more comfortable. Now, what do you get at business class? Your iGo booking engine. Not only do you get everything that comes on the coach class, you now get cruises. Okay, so now cruises are added to your site where you can book hotels, flight, rental cars, and cruises on your site. You get 25 boomerangs. Now, what do you get for 25 boomerangs? You can send those out, and now you get to earn 100% of the savings on hotels, rental cars. It doesn't say it right there, but it does include cruises. Cruises are there too. Okay, 12% on the dual team, and the luxury experiences, I'll go over that. Business class is $500 one time plus the $49.95 with $400 of business volume attached to it. Now, flying first class is the way to go, and it's the best class. Only if you can fly right now. Some people have to start at coach and then upgrade themselves. I get that. But if you can't start at first class, if you can't fly first class now, first class is no doubt the best class. Hey, when I first traveled first class the first time, that was one of the most amazing experiences I ever had. And I got a chance to really see how to fly first class. Number one, the seats felt like a reclining leather chair, right? It was so smooth and it felt so good. In addition to that, the distance between you and the next person, you have elbow space, you have leg room, and I didn't have, a flight attendant coming down the aisleway with the cart. I had a menu. and they came and gave me the menu personally. And I had a wine list, and they gave a warm towel for me to wipe my hands on when I finished. You're talking about royal treatment. It felt so good. Well, this is what you get when you fly first class with us. On the iGo booking engine, you get everything. Everything from the business class, from homes, weeks, marketplace, lifestyle, timeshare, everything the site offers, you can earn up to, not earn, but you can actually book up to 70% off or off retail on the first class, okay? And you get 50 boomerangs, and you get a chance to get 100% on everything that's available, from everything that's available and bonus eligible on that site. So no matter what your your boomerang customers book, you will get paid on. How about the dual team, 20%? It was once 15%, but for a limited time, let me tell you a little bit about this part right here. For a limited time, instead of 15%, it's 20% for a limited Founders Club promotion. Right now, the company is allowing people to become founders. They're rewarding people who are helping to get this rocket ship off the ground. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of thrust to really get it off the ground, and you're going to continually be rewarded. Founders Club will have its privileges. It's no different from Lyft. A lot of people know Lyft just went public. And when Lyft went public, they gave everybody who did 20,000 rides an extra bonus of $10,000. Thank you for helping us. We're going to give you $10,000 cash for allowing us to get to where we are today. That's what I'm talking about. There's going to be a lot of rewards for founders. So you want to become a founder. And for a limited time, it's 20% in the dual team. If you've ever worked a business like this from home before, and you ever worked a dual team, that means there's a team on the left and a team on the right that you build. Okay, that's going to be a part of the compensation plan once it's enforced. And what happens is, for a limited time, 20%, you can get that for an entire full year. And then what happens within that year, just work the business to make sure you get to the level to keep it. Otherwise, you go back to the 15%. Okay, so for a limited time, founders are available, and then they're going to shut that door, and then it's going to be first class at 15% like normal. Now, the next one is the VIP luxury experiences. See, when it comes to, we're in the travel business, right? So what happens is the company takes trips throughout the year where, imagine a whole group of people, the entire company, going around the world, and everybody's just on the beach and Mai Tais and having a good time and training and learning how to build this business, but yet being able to just have some good old fun. That's what we do, staying at places like, like you see right behind me. They're going to be at the El Dorado in May. That's the first one that's taking place. El Dorado, okay, that's already sold out. And imagine this, it's a 5-star resort, only $500 per person for that time. They're doing a big welcome party. They're doing training. Everybody will be out of training in time enough to get to the beach. And then after that, they're doing they're having a lot of fun. And then they come home, they're having a closing ceremony. But it's going to be great. And I've been told that El Dorado is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So we get those kind of trips all the time. But at first class, you get a chance to get it 2 weeks pre-sale before everybody gets word of it. So what does that mean? That means you can hop on it at first. And you know what usually goes first? The beachfront rooms. When we go on a cruise, the outside cabins. And then business class get noticed 1 week in advance. And then it goes to the general release. The only thing is, a lot of times with these trips, because there's only so much room, a lot of times they sell out within 6, 7, 8 days before they even get to coach class. So just imagine, that's an advantage that first class have. And it's $1,000 one time, plus the $49.95 and $800 in business volume. So it's $99.95 the following month. And you're probably asking, well, why is it $99.95? This is a business, guys. This is not a hobby. If you had to run and operate a business with this type of technology that stays open, remember, this stays open 24/7. And a lot of times when we're on the other side, we're not on the other side of corporate. Oftentimes, we don't see what it takes to run this giant. Okay, there's a lot of money that goes into when you see our platform and our website and how professional it is. You don't pay tech support. You don't pay for anything of that. You don't make sure it's up and running. All you do just log in and it's there. Guess what? That costs money. So we all participate a little bit, but let me ask you, if you saw the money that's available on the table and you only paid up that $100 a month, there are people who have businesses that have less opportunity to earn that type of income, and their paper for the month is $100 a month. That's how much they pay for their paper in their office. So imagine that. This is for your iGo booking engine that can run 24/7. You will have access to customer service 24 hours, 7 days a week. How often do people book trips? All the time and around the clock, right? If something goes wrong, you don't want to have a customer calling you. They're going to call Extreme Travel because they're open 24 hours, 7 days a week with a 1-800 number, and they do answer right away. In addition to that, our customers are free forever. So if you do gain 1,000 customers, 2,000 customers, have a team of thousands of customers, no one ever pays. Who's going to pay for this? Who's going to pay for these sites? So guess what? We all pay a little bit to make sure that we have that perpetual residual income coming in and an opportunity for everybody to win. That's how that works. Now, you'll see $49.95 every month. That's in some select countries on Coach only, because some have depressed economies. There's some countries around the world, and their economy is extremely depressed. And so because of that, the company is saying, okay, well, if you go Coach, we'll allow you to be able to pay $49.95, but if it's business or first class, it's $99.95. I can tell you that is not the United States, so don't even try it, okay? So pick one of the classes, get on board. If you have to start a Coach class, start there, and you can upgrade and pay the difference within 60 days. But don't just stand by and watch what's going on. Get on board. You can't make money on the sidelines. Get on the plane, guys. What do you do to get started? Well, you're going to get back to the person who invited you, because that person is going to share with you everything it takes to be able to get yourself positioned, and you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Okay, we don't get out there and say, hey, do this, and we throw you to the wolves. This is a business in the box, and it's a system. And we show you how to systematically make this work. It's no different if you owned a McDonald's. You'd have to go to McDonald's school, true story. And they teach you all about their system and how to be able to own and operate that McDonald's and how it works so you can be successful. The same thing here. So make sure you get back to the person who invited you, because timing is so impeccable. Right now, we did some meetings over in New York. In addition to that, we also did a meeting, our Global Master Ambassador, he's over in New York along with our VP of Business Development. And then our CEO and the CEO of Extreme Travel, they were in Raleigh, North Carolina. The rooms were packed out. Matter of fact, Raleigh, North Carolina sold out. When I tell you, if this is the first time you heard of it, lucky you. Because if you don't get involved, you will hear of it again. And you want to be in a position where you can say, I'm sure glad I'm a part of it, as opposed to, I saw that when it first started. I'm sure it's a lot of people who said that and had an opportunity to participate when Uber were looking for people to help them launch. So once again, my name is Ronette Turner-Corley. I do want to answer, because I remember we did have a question. I do want to make sure I answer that question. Someone had a question in the chat room. And, no. So said bad sound. Can you guys, okay, so we have to, okay, no problem. All righty, so want to make sure that get back to the person, and we will go ahead and see you on the beaches of the world. Go out and have a fantastic day, and we look forward to literally seeing you all on those beaches with us. All right, have a good night, guys. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye for now.